I'd like to know what the government is going to do for post-secondary education and funding.
We are going to reduce tuition fees, flat out. We think that it's far too much of a burden on families, low-income, mid-income families, to go into huge debt. We know that students come out with the equivalent of a smaller or sometimes not so small mortgage, and that's not fair. We know that in our professional schools that the tuitions are increasing. Since 1995, tuitions have increased 139%, and in the last 4 years they've increased 36%. We know that post-secondary education is not just an individual benefit, but it's a community benefit, and it benefits us all to make sure that post-secondary education is affordable.
What are you prepared to do to make the hard decisions to relieve the pressure on the environment?
Well, we thank the Sierra Club and Greenpeace for confirming what we already knew, that the NDP has the best environmental policy of any party. And we hope that people look beyond the name of the party and look to their policies. We think that there is an awful lot we can do to protect our environment. We don't need huge nuclear mega projects. We think that through tax incentives, through low and no interest loans to homeowners, we can create the cleanest, greenest, and most cost-effective form of energy, and that's called conservation. So we think that by giving individual homeowners an incentive to insulate their homes, put in more energy efficient windows, to be able to buy more energy efficient appliances, to install solar heating so that they can preheat their water. We think that's the best way to give an incentive to individual homeowners to reduce our reliance on the grid.
So I'm wondering, are you in favor of a change? If so, would you give me your reasons? And if not, could you tell me what you'd like to see done to gain respect and trust for the parliamentary system again?
One of the main things I hear when I'm talking to people is a real distrust of politicians. You guys are all the same. You say one thing before the election and you do another thing. And I think that's a result of first past the post. We have these huge majority governments voted in by a minority of the popular vote. And then for 4 or 5 years, the government does whatever they want to do because they say we have a mandate. In my experience as a citizen, the only governments that care about you and I are minority or coalition governments. I like and I'm really excited about the prospect of proportional representation. I'm very excited about specifically the mixed membership proportionality. It's a very simple, easy to understand system. You still vote for your local member of provincial parliament, and then you have the chance to vote for the party of your choice, and that's where the proportionality comes in.
What are we going to do about the poverty situation in this town?
First and foremost, I have to, and I get angry every time I think about it. At Christmas time, in our legislature, every single Conservative and Liberal voted themselves, and it took them 8 days to do it, a 25% pay increase. And then in the same breath, they turned around and told minimum wage earners that they would have to wait 3 years just to get to $10 an hour. I find that unconscionable. For Dalton McGuinty, that was a $40,000 raise. It would take 2 minimum wage earners working full-time, 40 hours a week, to earn that in a year. So we need to increase the minimum wage. We also think that that's going to be a huge boom to our local business. If you give someone who makes $150,000 a tax break or a little bit of extra money, what they're going to do is they're going to put it into a foreign holiday, they're going to put it into an RSP, they're going to put it into a foreign bank account. If you give the lowest paid wage earners in our communities an extra $2 an hour, they're going to spend it right here in Peterborough. They're going to buy clothes, they're going to buy shoes, they're going to buy groceries. And it is in fact a huge boost to our local shopkeepers. We also know that no affordable housing has been built, or very little affordable housing has been built in this province At the federal level, Jean Chrétien stopped building affordable housing in 1993. Mike Harris killed that process off provincially in 1995. And we've seen an explosion of homelessness in our communities across the province. But Peterborough was dubbed the homelessness capital of Ontario. And sometimes it's not just people you see on the street. There's an awful lot of couch surfing going on in this town. So we think that building affordable housing is a huge part of that puzzle. We think that making sure that we have a properly funded education system. People for Education said that last year in this province alone, schools and parents fundraised for essentials in schools $500 million. And that's not right, that's not fair.